taken are listed below. Items do not have to be taken in the order shown on this meeting notice. Unless removed from the consent agenda, items identified within the consent agenda will be acted on at one time. We're going to call the meeting to order. The time is 6 p.m. We have Rogelio Gonzalez, Monica Puenteo, Marcos Garcia, myself, Julie Garcia Ramos, Debbie Garza, Wanda Garcia, and Jonathan Garcia. So we do have a quorum. And Monica, can you say the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, we'll have our student recognition, student of the month.
Yes, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. At this time, we would like to welcome our high school and elementary principals to the front, Mr. Brad Martin and Ms. Monica Rodriguez, and they will be presenting our Student of the Month awards for this month.
Good evening, members of the board, board president, superintendent. Bembo Elementary is proud to announce Jimena Leon as Student of the Month. Jimena is an outstanding sixth grader who brings positive energy and enthusiasm to everything she does. Outgoing and kind-hearted, Jimena is always ready to lend a helping hand or share a laugh that brightens everyone's day. In the classroom, Jimena is dedicated and focused, setting a great example through her strong work ethic and curiosity for learning. She is also very respectful. Outside of academics, she shines as a member of the band, showing both talent and teamwork. Jimena truly embodies what it means to be a well-rounded student, hardworking, joyful, and full of school spirit. Sincerely, sixth grade teachers, Mrs. Rodriguez and Mrs. Sawyer.
Good evening, Madam President, members of the board, Superintendent Dawson. Benbolt Polito Blanco High School is proud to recognize Zane Montes as our Student of the Month. Zane exceeds expectations in all that he does. We always state to our student athletes, you are a student before an athlete. Zane exemplifies this. For example, in his 5th period U.S. history class, he always gives his best effort in all that is asked of him. He is often the example of quality work, and teachers spotlight his work in many classes. And on the athletic playing field, he is a consistent, hardworking athlete, and he always treats everyone with respect, both his teammates and others. He is a true person of integrity. Teachers are grateful to have student athletes like Zane Montes. He is a fantastic ambassador of Benbolt Polito Blanco, and we look forward to all that he will do to represent us in the coming years. Coach Landy. Our high school representative is not here. However, I will read.
He's at basketball.
Oh,
He's at basketball.
he's at basketball?
When I showed up,
Oh.
Mom's here.
I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry. And would you receive on his behalf, please? Okay. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I'll bring it to you.
Yeah, we can wait for him.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Julie, y'all can just go ahead, because by the time he gets over here, our prayer.
Okay.
No, he'll purposely take forever.
Would you like to continue?
Go ahead.
Benbow Toledo Blanco High School is proud to recognize Jacob Cantu as our student of the month. Jacob consistently demonstrates dedication, leadership, and a strong commitment to academic excellence. He stays on top of his assignments, maintains a positive attitude, and contributes to a supportive classroom environment by helping his classmates whenever they need him. Beyond the classroom, Jacob is an outstanding student athlete. As a member of the basketball team, he displays discipline, teamwork, and integrity, qualities that make him a respected leader both on and off the court. Jacob's motivation, strong character, and willingness to support others make him an exceptional representative of our school community. We are proud to celebrate his achievements and look forward to seeing his continued successes. And that's what I'm You're here with my last one. So that was Mr. Don.
That concludes student recognition. Members, I have public comment forum, consent agenda. In order to promote efficient meetings, the board may act upon more than one item by a single vote through the use of consent agenda. Consent items shall be items placed on the agenda for which no board discussion is anticipated and for which the superintendent recommends approval. Prior to the meeting, at the request of any member of the board of trustees, on any item on the consent agenda shall be removed and given individual consideration. Request must be directed to either the president of the board or the superintendent. Item number board of trustees, minutes of prior meeting and tax collection report. Can I get a motion?
So motion.
Is a motion made by Debbie Garza to approve the consent agenda? Can I get a second?
Second.
Seconded by Jonathan Garcia. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Next item on the agenda is superintendent report, construction update, and first reading of the TASB legal and local policy update.
Okay, good evening, members of the board, Madam President, Mrs. Julie. I would like to present a couple of updates on the construction that we have going on at the elementary. So currently, they're doing a great job, they're on track, they're surveying, the survey of the building pad was completed last week. Utility rough ends are projected to be completed this week. The concrete contractor is going to be mobilizing, laying out the beams and footings for the excavation next week. The foundation pier and beam steel delivery will be next week. And we have an appointment, again with our independent inspector, who will be here this Friday. We will also be meeting with him, to go over any findings or anything that he may have of concern. But he's already met with him twice. He says everything looks great and is on track, and he's keeping me posted along the way. So, any construction questions? And then the policy update that we have is just the general one from TASB. Chrissy, it was the one with protocols for, policies and protocols for,
So
It's just the general updates. I think it's just like the employee policies and benefits when it comes to start. But that's just the first reading, so. Yeah. If you guys have questions, I can definitely answer them.
It's, update 126, it's a board meeting, public participation, this is your local and legal policies.
Okay.
Here. Employee standards of conduct, lesson plans. But it's included in the packet.
Yes.
The next item is going to be informational items and reports, personal report. Sarah?
Members of the board, and Madam President, the Superintendent Jocelyn. I just kind of wanted to go over a few things. So just a couple of academic updates. As far as our curriculum, we're continuing with our PLCs. We're continuing to look at our common assessment data. We just had our second common assessment, and we're looking at the data. We completed our data room, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. So we're looking how students are moving because we're looking at that growth. And when they're not growing or they tend to kind of go down, we're wanting to know why. And so we're definitely doing those things. Testing updates, we completed our Common Assessment 2. We are also continuing to do TSI testing. And I will let you know that Ms. Jaramillo is, when our calendar permits it, we're trying to at least do it once a month. And so we're getting that done. Upcoming testing will be our end of course retakes, which will be the first week of December. We'll have semester exams, and then also benchmarks are still scheduled for the latter part of the last week of February, first week of March. And we kind of have those spread out. Those are like, we do a full run through of how we will conduct STAR. And so we have that on our calendar already. Like I said, we did the common assessment, our second common assessment. So if you recall, when we did the first common assessment, I presented these scores for CA1, and now we have CA2. If you remember, when we did CA1, I did not have data for fifth grade science. They started a little bit late, and so they were kind of wanting to wait to get a little bit more curriculum done. And go over, they received some new things, so they were wanting to implement those, that curriculum. So they did get it done, so I inserted it into the CA1 because it was the CA1, but this is what they scored. So we had 100% pass at approaches, 100% at meets, and then 94 at masters, so that was really, really good for the first common assessment. So for the second common assessment, they do not have it yet, but I will insert it as soon as we get it. So we have our third grade reading, third grade math. As you can see, we're looking at the percentages and how they're doing. And so we also have set up the data charts at the elementary as well.
So
Sorry, go ahead.
the concerning one is how on that first row, approaches dropped at third grade reading level.
At third grade reading, yes. So we are looking at that. We just completed them, so we are looking at that. As a matter of fact, I spoke to Ms. Manriquez today, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the cards and show you. So we definitely, of course, we're looking at the scores, but in looking at the charts and how the movement is, we are looking at that. So that is definitely going to be our topic when we visit again. So we're definitely looking at that. And we'll look at everything. We'll look at what was the TEKs that were covered. Were they a little bit harder? Is it something that definitely is going to have to be looked at again, retaught? We look at the number of kids that missed. Were they all the same TEKs? We kind of have to look at those things. But definitely, we are studying it and digging into that data to try to get some answers. For high school's Common Assessment 2, as you can see, we did have a couple of increases. It's looking really, really well. we're, you know, I don't want to get excited, but we are. Once we get, of course, these are going to be, Common Assessment will cover all the TEKS that we have taught since the beginning of school. So when we do the benchmark, that's more information. So we feel like that gives us a more of an outlook on what we need to target. And so, but if you look at our 7th and 8th grade math, we are really looking when we create those tests, making sure that we hit those TEKS. We're looking at the data. I will have to tell you that the calculator tips and tricks is what is really helping those kids. So we really are focusing on that. So we have seen some increase, so we hope that they continue to sustain that. But all of our scores, you know, we are a little excited. We did have a little bit of a dip in English 1. So, you know, like I said, kind of like with 3rd grade, we're looking at those items and trying to find out where the problems are and what we need to address and what we need to focus on as we go back and revisit.
Who's creating the assessments?
So for the
It's a-
math, we are creating the district created assessment, since that's our area of focus moving forward. Those tests are reviewed through PLC with the staff.
Yeah, we kind of do it together.
And then we just make sure that they don't have access to it before we test. We just kind of vet the TEKS that are being covered and make sure that they cover those TEKS within those 6 weeks that they've taught. And so those that we make, but the other ones teachers create.
So they're creating them based off of
What they
previous tests that they give it, or
So we
are they?
It's kind of like a data bank.
From a question bank.
Yeah, it's like a question bank, and we pull based on the TEKS. And they're kind of formatted
I
like
mean, it's
star
not
format.
what we use to build our tests.
And their questions the kids haven't ever seen.
So it's kind of like, yes, we're using DNAT. Another thing that we are making sure is that we kind of shut down the browsers so students aren't able to access. Prior to that, they were, you know, they could still open up like another tab.
It's
They're not being
all
able to do
locked
that.
down.
It's a lockdown browser.
Yes.
I mean, some of your masters have got, there's a few that have gone down, but maybe they just didn't get that teeth, right?
Yes, and that's what we're looking at.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying closer to benchmark, we're gonna do some release tests, which will be a little bit more full-blown and not just what they've taught till now. So, like for instance, Common Assessment 1, they had only taught a few TEKS and they tested on that. And so, so those were learned. When we do benchmark, it's gonna be more. And
So so when you're getting this assessment, are you going back to the first semester and adding questions? Or are you only doing for that semester?
well, for this one, it was just what they had taught from the beginning. So when they did Common Assessment 2, they have, it's both.
It's including everything they were
First,
assessed
yes,
at.
and now.
Okay, but that kind of always been a concern of mine, if you remember, when we're doing these.
It's not gonna give you a true picture of it.
Right.
The benchmark.
But remember, you can't test someone on material that hasn't been taught.
Exactly, but are they forgetting what they learned earlier? Because it's a drop. If you look at 8th grade social studies,
That's what
high school English, and high school algebra, did they forget? Because it's a big deal. Where,
She has to go individually and say, this one, this wrong, which team was it?
where do we?
And remember too, it's more material now too. So they're getting a little bit more. They're getting more material.
Where my concern has always been is, okay, we love the ones that master,
Right.
but are we still concerned that they don't forget?
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely.
Right, because it seems like, if you look at the numbers, they're forgetting a little bit, right? Or they're having
Well-
regret, and we don't want them to fall behind.
One of
So
the,
these scores are really good. What we look at is needs are higher, that's what's rated, and our targets are in the needs category. So masters is fantastic, but that's not where we're rated, we look at needs are higher. So if the kid is scoring at needs are higher, that's where we want them to be, because that means that they're at grade level. Approaches is good too, but that just means that you're right on the cusp of being where you need to be. So we're trying to push them to needs, and so what we're doing in our data room, and I invite you guys to come see it when you can, is we're tracking where they performed on prior tests and then seeing where they are now. And what we want them to do is they're reflected, they have their data charts in their room as well, and the teachers are tracking with them. They know what they scored last year, because they know this year they have to score either the same or better so that they can get that growth point. And that's what we're focusing on. So anything you meet for math and reading for domain 3, anything over that 45% threshold is like fantastic and meeting your target, like for the state. Of course, we shoot for, 55 and higher because that's where we want to be. But if you're at that point, then you're doing a great job.
One of the things I wanted to mention is with them testing on DMAC, it records all the information, it creates several reports, it tells them exactly what they missed, and then it'll tell you, like, as a class, what they're missing. So you're able to target those TEKs if there's more students that are missing a certain TEK. So the teacher can go back, revisit that. I know they have to continue going on with their lesson, but they can use those as warm-ups before class starts. Before the class gets started, each class does a warm-up, and they focus on those TEKs that maybe the students are having a little bit of difficulty with. So they're able to do that. And like Ms. Jocelyn said, we are looking at the movement. It's important to look at that, but it's also important that the teachers understand, how to look at their data and go back and then revisit that. So, like I said, once we do the benchmark's gonna give us a little bit more. So we may see those dips, but it's gonna be more material. Some of those will be prior year's release tests. So we'll look at those questions. So.
When are we starting after school tutoring?
It's already.
Yes.
But it's a certain focus, right?
Yes.
They have to
Yes.
meet that criteria.
Yes. So the teachers invite the kids to come in, but remember, we also have those ongoing labs, which have been very helpful. So in those labs, teachers are able to hit, they collaborate with the other teacher, maybe the teacher for like that math teacher, and so they're able to work on, areas of need with the students. So I think that everything that we're doing has helped. And of course, we are gonna see, some dips, but it could be that these were harder TEKs. And I do know that in English 1, that was one of the things that she said. It was a little bit more difficult.
And we try to pick questions in DMAC that are at a higher rigor level. There's it's called the depth of knowledge is what it's called, your DOK level. And so we try to really say it like DOK 4 and sometimes 5, because those are more of your readiness standards that are highly tested. And we do, like when we create a test here, we follow the blueprint from STAR. So usually we do like a 60% readiness standards and then just filter in the other supporting. So that way it's like a well-balanced test and aligned to the blueprint as well.
Any other questions? I did want to kind of give you an update on TIA, on the teacher incentive allotment, the update and a timeline. So as you know, last year we were in our data collection year, which is where we, did the teacher observations. We collected the student growth based on their STAR scores. So we only focus on teachers that were in the tested areas that could show those growth measures. And so we collected all that data. We uploaded. They send us a certain template that we have to upload all of that information. We had great assistance from the service center since it was our first time. One of the great things about that tool is that if you're off, it's like red, and ours was green. So we were really, really excited that we had done it correctly. So when you update the information, the deadline was October 16th. We uploaded all the information. We submitted it. Texas Tech is the one that created the tool, and they work hand in hand with TEA. And so they're the ones that go and validate it and verify it. The way that it works is we upload all the information. Based on the information we put in, it gives us designations. Of course, that stays within us, because we need them to validate it and make sure that it's correct. So we send that off. They will do that, and then sometime around February, which is early spring, will be the final system approval. And so that's when they'll validate if what we had and the designations we had were accurate. And then that's when we will be able to notify teachers that they have qualified for TIA. Then after that, the designations and the approval awards will be sometime in April, later part of spring. The funding is then issued to our district anywhere from April to August 31st. And then teacher payouts will happen based on our local district timeline. And when I mean that is that they put that because they don't know what our pay dates are. So then it would be like sometime in September. And so that is kind of the timeline. We're really excited. We're anxiously awaiting because we definitely want to be able to give out those big checks and, and celebrate our teachers. The next steps, now that we've done this, is we've already started working on implementing our other teachers and starting that process. So we will be working on the application for that and implementing more of our teachers.
So when the teachers leave in May, will they know if they're gonna get it so that they won't leave to another district?
They'll know in February.
They're gonna know in February.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, when I was looking and gathering all the information, they give us like template letters and we
Yeah.
send them out.
We
But
have
we'll
to officially
probably,
notify them.
we're a small district, we'll probably go tell them in person.
Yes.
And, we'll do that and, we'll let them know. We'll probably recognize them here at the board. But the funding to the school, but we'll definitely do that sometime, as soon as we find out, and we'll let them know.
But if a teacher leaves for the next year and the money doesn't come till September, are they gonna get it?
I don't think, they don't get it from us.
Oh.
Yes, they won't get it, they won't get it from us. If they were to,
So, it's what's in our system application, and so if they leave us, for the first year, they don't get it. They leave and they have to kind of go start all over again wherever they go. And it's another 3 years. So the incentive is like you're gonna get
To
it, and
stay.
would be to stay. And then once we reopen it, we're really excited about that, but we do wanna, as we start to plan this next phase, we're gonna call, some of our stakeholders, and of course, will mostly our teachers. And we're gonna let them know, again, it's another 3-year process, because once you implement phase 2, you're revamping the entire, application again, and including, other subjects and grade levels. And it's another data capture year, system application year, and then designation year. So it goes in 3. So we wanna try to just open it up and add in like as many as we can. And we're working with Service Center and some neighboring districts that are, collaborate with us, and kind of just trying to make it happen full force, just so that everybody can be part of it.
to answer your question, Wanda, I think in September, when they issue the money, like, it's usually like sometime in the summer or August. But they will look at that, they look at our list of teachers like in August and, or July. They reach out, so if the teacher leaves, they won't send us the money for that teacher. Does that make sense? Also too, I did want to say that in.
And our payout, designation date is August 31st, so if they're not employed with us at that time,
Then they,
yes.
I did want to tell you that in April, when the designations and approvals are awarded, that also goes on their teacher certificate.
Mhm.
So if they were a TIA teacher, TEA enters it that they're a TIA teacher. Okay. Any questions?
So you
And
said
it's a
that
5-year designation.
we
for-
don't issue them the check, but you said we get the money, so we.
We're gonna get the money, but they check,
Yeah,
our
but-
data.
But the district issues the check.
Yes, to the
Okay.
teachers, but the ones that are here.
Yeah.
We get funded and we issue out the check.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Nobody's real excited.
I know, we're real excited. Okay, and that next is Mr. Martin.
Okay.
Oh, you know what, my slide didn't come out, I had one more.
Okay, go
No,
ahead.
it's okay, well, it's all right. It didn't update, that's what happened, I added it later, so. But just to let you know, it was a picture of my data room, but you guys can go in there and I can answer it.
I'm very proud of her dad.
Yes, I am. Yes.
Y'all can go in there.
That is our office too.
Good evening again. So our high school enrollment is 111 at the 9-12 level, 80 in 7th and 8th, and we're up to 191 from 184 to start the year. Our attendance is at 95% for the year, and that's up to last Friday. UIL junior high is underway. They are having practice this Saturday. I know the junior high was invited. Canned food drive was a huge success. The 9th graders collected over 400 cans. I know they had some success at the elementary also. So we are in the process of finalizing the Distinguished Student Awards for the second 6 weeks. Also A&B Honor Roll, Perfect Attendance Awards. We have been going to multiple college visits. We have one more planned for the semester, I believe. And just the other day, we went to A&M University Kingsville for biology and engineering. This is our attendance throughout the year. Again, our average per grade level is right around 95, and the overall is 95.29 for the year. So that is year to date as of the end of last week. Our high school upcoming events, I provided you with the list all the way through the end of the year. Of course, some things will change. This is November and December. We have a lot going on. Cheer and band particularly are doing a lot of things in December. We have STEM night tomorrow, and the mobile science lab, as you saw parked out front, will be here for the next 2 days. And then this weekend, we have our wonderful Thanksgiving luncheon coming this week. And this coming weekend, the cheer is going to San Antonio for the Southwest Regional Competition, their first competition outside of football of the year.
Can we make sure that we're posting a lot of these events online, on social media? It just brings positive feedback, positive vibes for the district. And there's a lot going on that we should be very proud of.
Yes, sir. On a very positive note, Coach, can you join me, please? From UIL, Coach Sopercio. On behalf of the UIL, I would like to personally thank you and your staff for an outstanding leadership in creating a positive environment for educational athletics. It is your example that makes athletic contests more enjoyable for the players, officials, and the communities that support them. We recently received a good sportsmanship report from one of your officials regarding last week's contest. This recognition reflects the values you model every day and the pride you take in representing the great state of Texas. Your commitment to improving the level of sportsmanship at UIL sporting events, decreasing the number of ejections, and strengthening communities and the relationship between coaches, athletes, officials, and fans truly embodies playing the Texas way. Your efforts help set the standard for others to follow. Thank you for such an outstanding example of what the educational athletics can and should be. We wish you and your program all the best moving forward. AJ Martinez, Assistant Athletic Director, UIL.
Chair, if you would, thank you so much. And certainly as representative of the hard work of our student athletes and our coaches, I'm very proud of the message from UIL. If I may just say something to the board this evening, I'm very proud of the small victories that we accomplished this year, sportsmanship. I thought it was a disciplined program. Our physical toughness, I think, has come a long way. Our growth in coaching. Most of my coaches, all but one, first-year coaches, so I've seen us grow. But just like anything else, we want to see it translate to wins. And believe me, no one's tougher on myself than me, okay? And I certainly have very high expectations. And I look forward to, as we move forward with this, I've told these student athletes, I'm not going anywhere unless you tell me otherwise. I'm not going anywhere. So we're going to get this thing going, and it's going to translate into wins on the playing field and on the playing court. We're going to get them there. So I do appreciate the support that the school board has given, as do all of our coaches and our student athletes, and we will get them there. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. Without a doubt, a couple highlights this year. Of course, Noah hit 1,000 yards, which in 9 games was outstanding. So it's a tribute not just to Noah, but also the offensive line. Football playoff appearance, which I said I wasn't going to apologize. We were in the 14th district, and there were 4 teams to make the playoffs, but we'll take it anyway. We had a chance to see the gold standard. I mean, Shiner is the #1 ranked team in the state, and so we told our student athletes we want to learn from that. We want to take a look at the things they do, and I had a really good conversation with their head coach prior to the game for about a half an hour. And a lot of the things that they do at Shiner, the same things we're doing here. It's just they've been doing a little bit longer and better. So we'll, as I said, we'll get them there, and then we're gonna honor and take a look at our all district recognition, which cannot be announced until after the last team in our district is completed playoffs. So we're gonna honor those guys in January, along with volleyball and cross country from our fall sports. So, okay, thank you. Yes, appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Any questions? Thank you all very much.
Thank you. Ms. Rodriguez?
Good evening, members of the board. I hate to follow suit because he steals all my thunder. And I'm just gonna piggyback off of everything he said. We are excited. We have jumped up our enrollment a little bit. We were at 228 when we started, and we're at 234. So that's a good thing for us. It's on a high note for us. Our attendance for the first 6 weeks, we were averaging 97, which is super good because we were not, at the beginning of last year we were. And then throughout the year we kind of dwindled a little bit. For the second 6 week, we were at 96%. So we're still, kind of pushing perfect attendance. The 14 days of Christmas flyer that we posted has our attendance incentives on there, and we're super excited because we are going to hit up businesses and around 281 to donate bikes, and the kids have to be present from the whole 3 weeks of school so that they could have their name in a drawing for a bike. Here are our highlights. Our enrollment is up. Attendance is 96 and above. UIL practice is in full swing. The teachers are loving every minute of it. The kids are too. They're there every day. They asked if they could have a Saturday practice, and we said absolutely. So they're going to do Saturday this coming weekend. Our UIL meet is December the 6th in Agua Dulce, which is really good because last year we were like in Mexico. We were like, I can see the border. I am not lying. We were in Santa Maria, and it was far. Attendance incentives sponsored by Whataburger every 6 weeks, so we thank them greatly for that, and we do share a lot of posts and thank Whataburger about this. We had a book fair 2-3 weeks ago, and it was a success, and so we're going to have it again in the spring. And then we did do our distinguished students, which was something new to our campus, and we had it one afternoon at 2 o'clock. And we invited all the kids in there, kind of explained to them what we were going to do. We gave them their awards, we gave them pizza and drinks. And I asked them afterwards, I said, so did you all like this a little bit better than going to the board meeting? And of course they loved it because they were with their friends and they got to enjoy being together. So I thank y'all for that because I think it's a really nice thing that we can continue at our campus, on our campus level. Upcoming events is our STEM night. So tomorrow we'll have the STEM band thing here, and then tomorrow we're going to be busing our 5th grade students in 2 different sections, and then on Friday 6th grade's already here and they're going to take advantage of the STEM mobile lab. So we'll get those 2 grade levels going, and there's the 14 days of Christmas that we're excited about. We have literacy night coming up, Christmas tree forest, and our toy drive, which is a lot of fun, so I hope all of y'all can definitely make it out to our campus. We have the Snow White play in Falfurrias on December the 15th. Our Christmas program on December the 16th, and then Santa is going to visit flying on the helicopter on the last day of school. The 18th is on a Thursday, and we are gonna have to bus our kids to the track over here. With construction going on, with the dirt pile, I don't think we can get the helicopter back out there. No. The little dirt pile. So, yeah, we're excited about that. Good things happening. Any questions? Thank you.
Before moving on, Mr. Chair, I'd like to thank all administrators, elementary, high school, RAD, our superintendent, because one of the qualities that we asked from y'all was to show up at our events. And I can guarantee you on those Friday nights, it's good to have you all there. Mrs. Guerra as well, when Ms. Johnson was available, she was good at homecoming. So thank you all. It's a big quality. We want you to keep on sharing it with all our athletic events as well. So thank you for your Friday night attendance.
Thank you. Just push the arrow, there you go.
Hi, Julie, I missed you last time.
I'm ready for my questions.
Oh, God. I don't have much to update. We're full swing with the audit. We are 95% complete with all the items that Mr. Hernandez has been asking of us. The list was probably about 42 items, and I'm like 37 items already all submitted. He is sending us emails if he needs any kind of updates, and I'm responding as he sends them. Just a reminder, the audit has been postponed, or not postponed, extended to February 20th, the last day of the month. But we are still gonna operate as if it is due in January. We're not slowing down. So that's all I have for now. Fall submission is December 11th, and I think we're almost complete with that also. Backside, we're doing real good. We'll have-
So we're gonna have to have a meeting in January for the audit?
If feasible, depending on the time stamp from TEA. So if they open up the portal for us to upload and we're able to do so, then
We'll
we
have
will
it
have to.
there.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if not, it'll be projected for February. We'll probably.
And then he'll come,
date will be
he'll
the
come in that
20th.
evening. Yes, I'll keep y'all posted.
Any questions for Ms. Acevedo?
Yes.
No, no questions for her? You sure? Okay. Operations, maintenance, and transportation report, Mr. Contreras. Sir, thank you very much for responding to our truck.
Yes, ma'am.
fire.
You're welcome.
I know it was in your area, but.
Yes, ma'am.
probably
It was
stayed
only
up
a matter,
late.
it was only a matter of
Yes, we
maybe
sent
10
them
minutes for me to get there.
But you stayed home, you had to be out there waiting, and so we appreciate that.
Well, I was at the game. I had just gotten home.
Oh, okay.
So, yes. Good evening, Madam President, members of the board, Superintendent Ms. Jocelyn. First thing I want to talk about is our elementary. The elementary had a plumbing problem, as y'all knew about it a couple of months ago. We finally got it resolved. City Plumbing came by. They did the work. Everything is in great condition. We have been going out there almost on a daily basis, make sure that we are still doing good and it's working very nice. I haven't had any complaints from anybody in the elementary department, so everything seems to be working very well. High school. Work orders have been completed as they come in, and we are pretty much all caught up. Now, work orders do come in on a daily basis, so I can tell you we're caught up, but we're probably not, because we're probably got some in today, and I haven't seen my email, so just be patient with that, and we do try to get everybody, the high school and the elementary, taken care of as soon as we possibly can. We have been working on our softball field and our baseball field. I don't know if any one of y'all ever come by during the day. I would invite you to come by. Ms. Jocelyn and Ms. Chrissy have been out and about, and I gave them a comment and I said, I'm glad that y'all are out there looking at some of the work that we all do. I praise our maintenance staff, and I have to put myself in there too, because we've been doing a lot of work. Our fields are looking excellent. I really am impressed. We have done a lot of work, started in the softball field, then we started doing the baseball field 2 weeks ago, and it is looking spectacular. If y'all ever have a chance during the day, come by. I know it gets dark early. Come by and take a look at it. I would invite you to do that. Our insurance adjuster, Tony Hatcher, was the insurance adjuster. He came by last week to inspect the school for the hail damage. We had approximately 48 roofs to climb about. Actually, it wasn't 48, it was about 42, because he also had some of our portables that we had in the elementary, which have been demolition, and some areas that didn't need to be taken care of anymore. We are just gonna be waiting on his response back to us. Once we get it, Ms. Jocelyn will let y'all know as to what's the status on that. Also, our water tank project. This is a problem that we have had I've been here 3 school years, and we've had it since I've been here. We are now gonna address it. That is, what I'm talking about is the tank that is right next to the high school baseball field. We have gotten a couple of proposals, and we decided that we are gonna do it in-house. We have some pretty good staff members alongside with myself that we are gonna take on the project. I have already created a process for work order for the PO to get our supplies that we need. We are gonna redo the interior part of it, and eventually we will probably have to do the one at the football field. I think we've seen it, that it's leaking also. We will eventually get that one on the inside. What we're mainly concerned about is stopping the leaks, because one, we've had, Coach mentioned it before, and we all know it, we've seen it. The pond that we have right there on right field at the baseball field is horrible. If you go now and you go look at it, I told Ms. Jocelyn, and she's looked at it a little bit, there's no more pond. It's almost gone. Why? Because what I did was I lowered the water gauge on it to be able to cut off half away. So what we are leaking is about 3/4 of the way on up. So there's no more leaking water, so we're almost done with that. And we will pretty much take care of the interior on both of them pretty soon. And then after we catch ourselves back in, because we've got all this holidays coming up, we plan on working on the exterior part on both of them, and then get them looking a lot better. So that's pretty much all I have on that part. Do we have any questions on maintenance?
You're gonna put the signs up already?
I did not put them up. The one in the football field, remember we had talked about those things, and I didn't want to damage it because it's kind of a styrofoam type, so I didn't put that one. We'll put it up before we have our next football games, hopefully. I didn't put the other ones on the softball and the baseball field because I'm waiting for us to get closer to the season. That way they won't get a little bit stale. And once we get a little bit closer to the season, we will put them.
Those water tank work that you're gonna be doing on the inside,
Yes, sir.
that's gonna require people to be inside this tank?
Yes, sir. And
So you're gonna have a close confinement?
yes, sir. What we have talked about, and I have worked on one before myself.
Okay.
And the way that we handle this is we put, we have 2 generators, thank you. And we will put a fans inside there, and it'll be myself and one of our workers, which is Mr. Mario Reyes. And we will be doing the work, and if any one of us have any kind of difficulties, we will be popping out.
So there'll be ventilation in?
Yes, sir.
And you're gonna house, okay.
Yes, sir. And the thing is,
That we would keep our fire department at bay for that type of rescue.
yes, sir.
Because you don't know, I'm a safety.
Yes, sir.
I'm a safety professional, so those are the kind of tools that we would work with.
Yes, sir. And I will get a hold of Mr. Isaac and let him know whenever we do it. We are trying to schedule that one for the first week of December. Like what I told Ms. Jocelyn about, and everybody else, Coach and everybody, I said that we were gonna try to tackle this project during the winter time when it's a little bit cooler. Because if we do it in the summer, we'll never be able to do it.
Just so we could have safety.
Yes, we never even thought of doing it in the summer, trust me. So this is about the right time to do it.
What truck are you using for this?
We have another truck. The truck that went up in flames was truck number 14. We have truck number 10, and we still use that. The truck that we are currently using is a 2001. The truck that burned was a 2010. The truck that we currently use has approximately 226,000 miles. The truck that burned approximately had 145,000 miles.
But that was in your truck, at the beginning of the trailer.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, we do not have, we do have the Wyatt truck that can hold a trailer if we need to.
What about the
We do not, no. That was our truck, that was our old ag truck. Yes, ma'am.
We definitely want to work in a truck into next year's budget. That's definitely something that we have already in our minds, and talk about. For this year, we're talking with the maintenance department today, and we are okay for right now for this year. We will definitely need something next year.
But we need something before it's time for fairgrounds. If we start going and purchasing in June.
Yes, ma'am, what we did, this past October, we had Mr. Isaac use his vehicle, I believe, and, take some of the pigs to the fair. I may be incorrect, but I think that's how they did it, because they did not use our truck.
So we would, without the insurance application renewing and then with that replacement come prior to next semester. Because, I'm off Maine. And it comes quicker, I think, ag is gonna be rolled.
That ag truck that burned was a 2010.
But do they have one now?
The ag truck, the Wyatt truck is, I don't know.
We could
But that truck,
the F-150 and we still have the other F-250 also. And we have the cargo van that the maintenance also going to be utilizing.
The old man.
yes, we already have the old van here. In case we need to utilize it, we'll utilize it. But right now, we are working very well with just that one truck that we have. Of course, y'all know that I use my own personal. I don't have anything to say about that. I use that one just for us to be able to do our work.
What's the trailer hitch type on the ag trailer?
It is a gooseneck hitch that we need. And that truck, that 2001 truck, I would not even trust it to put one on there. We would eventually, it goes in your bed. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So can we look at our finances and see what we do to get one earlier? Look at our finances.
We can look.
That's what we're asking. We're gonna look at our finances, see what we do to get one earlier.
We'll definitely take it out.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Okay, moving forward on transportation, working on assessing vehicles. We are getting them ready for all sports. Basically, right now, what we are doing, we have a lot of, as you saw some of the things, we have a lot of activities, we have a lot of trips, we have a lot of games, and we are still doing okay. Our buses are doing all right. We're able to provide everything that we possibly, and we're doing okay in transportation. Any questions?
Does the new van help with that?
Yes, ma'am. That helps us out a lot because that transit has gone out quite a bit also. And it's really nice. Yes.
Are we doing it right now?
Yes.
And if we ever need to use one of the transits for transportation for a route, we can, it's available.
We're just waiting on design options, right, Coach?
That's correct, yes. Sent the price, we're just waiting on the designs.
Do we do pre-both inspections, like before trip? Yes, sir. What I do, myself and our staff, if coach or if anybody puts, like, when he puts in the request for a truck for a Friday night game, we do the inspection. We check all fluids, we check the gas, we do everything. We even check your your transition.
Separated outside that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Anytime that anybody requests a vehicle from us, we do. Yes, sir.
And buses as well, report mileage and every trip, we have to keep track of that yearly, submitting your report to TTA.
Unfortunately, the report that we had on that truck was in the truck, because we do our mileage with it too, so it burned.
Yeah, like the van.
Yes. So, yeah, but yes, we do all that. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Cashier report?
How do you do?
Good evening, board members. The only, you're good. Okay. The only update I have is for our numbers from last year, October, and this year's numbers. It's 1,500 meals we served more this year. We're prepping for Thanksgiving luncheon on Friday. We sold about 280 tickets between both elementary and high school campus. That's all I have for update. Any questions?
You think we might have more meals because no meals we brought in?
Right, yes. Yes, it is good. It is good.
It makes it easier.
It's easier and it brings up our claim revenue every month. Brings it up more than where it was. Thank you. Yes, they are.
Next item on the agenda is board action items. Following items are presented for discussion of possible board action. The board may take action on each item listed as an action item. The board may also choose not to take action on any item. Discussion of possible action to approve the district's check registry for October 2025. Any questions on the check registry? Okay, no questions, taking a motion?
Madam President, I make a motion to approve the check registry for October.
Motion was made by David Garza, can I get a second? Second by Juan Garcia, all in favor? All opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Discussion of possible action to cancel the regular board meeting scheduled for December. Mrs. Johnson.
Yes, so as you can kind of see, our calendar events for December is really full. We have busy weeks each and every single week, for our recommendation, we would love the board to attend every single event. We would like to cancel the regular board meeting to do that.
If you did it, we could have another day or
Yeah.
meeting earlier. Any questions? Can I take a motion? Motion was made by Monica Blandel to cancel the regular board meeting scheduled for December. Can I get a second? Second by Jonathan Garcia. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The motion passes 7-0. Discussion of possible action to approve the vendor for the softball bids project. Mrs. Johnson.
Yes, so we've been working, of course, as you all know, it's a mission and vision of the facilities committee and also us here as administrators to improve things strategically throughout the district, as we can. And one of our projects that has come up is the softball fence. It's really in bad shape. We feel that it takes priority over several other projects that we mentioned. We did a great job last year kind of working on the football field for the boys, and we really want to pass it over now to the girls and start to improve that softball field first, because the boys one is in a little bit better shape versus the girls. So we do have 3 quotes here that Coach helped me get. We worked with several vendors and kind of gave them the ideas and the logistics of what we wanted to do, and they submitted their quote to us, and this is what we got from them. So as you see, the little page with the legend, L services goes together, that's 7 legend. There's the scope of work, that's the first one, that's the one that we're going to recommending. And if you have questions about that there, you can go ahead and ask us and we'll answer. It does cover everything. It included a warranty included in there as well. I believe it's a 3-year warranty, Coach. what do
believe
we-
it was 1 year.
A 1 year, okay, so 1 year warranty on the work done. And then work is going to include every single component that's listed. Because we guys have questions about that. The other one was from that A1 quality fencing, it's a little bit more, and the scope of the work, really doesn't compare to what the scope of work is for the first one. And of course, we have the last one there, which is that Rocky H, which, I mean, well, we're really way over, but the first one really came in as something that we feel is feasible for our district. I know that you all know that we have been focusing on investing our money here within the district, and we know that we're going to use some of that money to tackle a project every year. If we do tackle this project with, and I look at everything with interest earned for this one project, the way that we've been earning interest with what we've invested, for the amount of this project, we will potentially earn this 7 money back in another 6-month period. So we would like to tackle this softball fence project to really beautify it and make it look nice. It's gonna include the orange, the yellow safety thing, which I don't know, the fencing, the backstop, the dugout, the everything. We're gonna get some like nice, mesh things that say like lady badger and for softball. What do they have? For foul.
New foul poles as well.
That's like a foul ball maybe, like a backstop or?
It's gonna have the backstop, it's gonna be like, it's just gonna be.
It doesn't have it up there now, it was,
Yeah.
there. It'll have a backstop.
Yeah, the netting, will it have any netting or anything for more foul balls or just the top of the backstop?
There's no net, just the top.
Yeah.
What else, so that's just in there?
Yeah, the dugout, they're gonna kind of revamp it a little bit, right, Coach?
We're looking at, the dugouts, the home dugouts, we're looking at possibly moving that dugout out, revamping, repainting it, new fencing
New
around the
fencing
dugout as
around the
well.
dugouts.
Yes, fencing on the dugout will all be new as well.
And then the sign, the one that you're, they got the sign put up. It'll look good. It's gonna be
I think it'll look really nice.
It'll look really nice.
So, the interest that you're talking about paying back in 6 months, which bid are you looking at?
We are looking at the Legend 7 services,
Okay,
right?
how many years have they been in service doing this type of work? Because I've seen in different school districts, work done by both the last 2. This L7, I've never seen their work.
They've been doing work in Freer, ISD, which,
And the monkey farms, right, you're doing all the fencing at the monkey farms,
yes.
they've done,
Okay, but
pretty
all
I think
work-
they've done some work in Allen's ISD as well.
okay,
But I know for sure.
Well, I know the one that did the last time, all of this other fencing that we got, and it called back.
Yeah.
Not the one who did it.
No, no.
Great, yes.
The same with the thing that, not the price, but the thing is, 1 year. If they haven't done it,
I mean,
they're
we
only
can ask
backing up their own
about
work for a year.
we can ask about longer than 1 year warranty.
Because this is, we're gonna spend money, it should be a lasting. It should give you a couple years in regards to the.
What, you think it's gonna fall?
I think I believe it's, and I can certainly affirm it, but the 1 year will cover any mistakes they made, whereas the materials themselves is a longer, maybe 3 years, I can check on that. But they've been in my research is very reputable in the area, and just coming out and having them speaking about what improvements are being made. Hey, there's no tension wire at the bottom, we need to change this, we can do this, and
I think they got their deal down.
they know what to talk about. They're pretty good.
It's just a concern with that.
But we can definitely ask them about,
Yes, we can.
I mean, all looks well, and especially the proposal.
They're also gonna do the flagpole and
Yeah.
repurpose the scoreboard. I mean, they're not just doing the fencing, they're doing more stuff too. Ms. Johnson, what's your recommendation?
my recommendation would be to go with the Legend
Garcia to approve Legend 7 Services as the vendor for the softball fitness project as presented. Can I get a second? Second by Representative Gonzalez. All in favor? Aye. All opposed?
Abstain.
Okay, we have 601, right? 601?
Show me someone that's gonna show that's gonna last.
Okay, at this time, we're going to recess to executive session. Board of Trustees, Board of Board sessions pursuant to sections 551.071, 551.072, and 551.074 Texas Government Code to discuss the following. Discussion on employment resignation, reassignments, proposed non-renewals, non-renewals, proposed terminations, resignations, letters on personnel and retirements of contract and at-will employees and personnel. The time is 7:06 p.m. There are no action items at this time, so the next agenda item is going to be adjournment. There's a motion made by Monica Mateo to adjourn, second by Juan Garcia. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passes.
All right, we have a form.
Motion passes 6-0.
The end.